when your man is planning to hate.
Got some numbers.
Okay, hey y'all. Oh, hi. Look at here. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Hood Conservative Podcast.
Conservative. Thank you all for
Woo!
joining us.
Yeah, we're on the air, y'all. We're on the air. And thank y'all for joining us. Um, okay, I see you, Stephen G. Can you see the comments, Travian?
I cannot see the comments.
I know Jerome can
Yeah.
see them.
Okay, I
Yes,
see.
you
Hey,
Hey,
you're gonna have to teach me that trick.
Stephen G. Hey, Stephen
do.
G. How are you, Stephen G? Thanks for joining us, Stephen G.
Can you see the comments?
I just saw it. Yeah.
Raven?
I just saw one, but I was looking at
This
Trey
one.
looks fabulous, doesn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank y'all. In good spirits this morning. Just settled out a lawsuit.
Hey,
Excellent.
good deal.
Oh,
Let's
shoot.
tell us about it.
She's got enough happy for all of us, y'all.
Telling you.
My son was walking across the street and was run over by a truck. The truck was sitting on top of him. The driver got out, had to drive the truck back over him.
Wow.
He had his leg broken in 53 places.
Ooh,
Oh,
And we just settled out for the max. So my son just
There
became a
you go.
millionaire today.
Woo!
right on. He deserves it after that. Shit.
How's his leg?
No doubt.
He's back functional. So everything's fine.
Excellent.
Yes.
Good deal. Sweet.
Andy don't have to work no more.
Right. I know, right? And he's only 18.
wow.
Dang.
Oh, so God is good all the time.
All the time.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Now you need to send that driver down here to Florida. Somebody needs to hit me with a truck because I feel like I've been hit by a truck, but
Now
I
I
ain't
wish
found
it
that damn
would.
truck yet.
you can't mess with my
Mhm.
son and just think money is gonna be the end all be all. That
Thank
driver no
Right.
you.
Well,
longer
that's true. That's right.
that driver no
The
longer
bad
has his
part is
job.
the bad
Yeah.
part is my old ass feels like I've been hit by a truck. I just ain't found that damn truck yet.
I got hit by a regular SUV. I only had my leg broken in
Oh,
3 places, and it's
yes,
still got.
we're about to hear
Woo!
about Ravens.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
Raven,
even fiasco. It was a fiasco. Can
let's start out talking about you. You're running for Congress, District
Yes.
23.
Yes.
And
Right
we had
here
a
in
chance to go
Florida.
out and hit a couple of places together.
We did. Laverne and I shut it down. So yeah, we are running here in the Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, Coconut Creek. So we've got District 23 and we've got an uphill fight, but we can win this. I tell people if you want a government for you, it has to be
Damn right.
about you and
right.
of you. And so no
Absolutely.
matter what they throw at us, we got to be bigger than that. We have to show them what the resilience is. And we do it a little different in Florida. And I love it. So we got to set the gold standard on how this is supposed to be done.
You're damn right.
Abs-
And I am proud to say that us here at Patriots United are going to be proud to endorse her, and we're going to do our level best to put her ass in that seat.
Thank you. And
and
then
I'm
you're going to get
coming
the
down.
popcorn ready while I tear it up.
I'm coming
Damn
down,
right.
Raven. So I'm gonna stump with
Damn
you
right.
Come
while
on,
I'm
Trey,
down
let's
there.
do it. But I'm
I'm gonna
telling you, this is going to be what the people have waited to see. And Laverne knows me, no BS. It's not going to be any talking. We're going to get in there. This is not hard stuff to do. We just have to out the traitors and we have to get it done. No excuses. The people are tired of excuses. They want to see somebody actually get it done. We can balance a budget. We can pass the legislation. We can go out the traitors. One, two, three, done.
You
right?
know,
Well,
It
Raven,
happened.
And
you remind
Got a
me of so
guy.
many people that ran in 2020, because I always talk about 2020 because that was a whole different group. And Jerome, you know,
Yeah, it
because you
was.
ran during that
Yeah, it
time
was.
also, that was a whole different group of people, because these people that ran in 2020, they were not politicians. The ones that ran for the first time, they were
nah,
personal servants, people that were interested in just making a change and a difference in
Yes.
our community. A lot of them had already had organizations and was already very involved in the community, like Willie on this end in Orlando. He has a nonprofit,
Yeah.
Timothy House, you know, and we have Tony Matega, you know, and there were
Yeah.
so many of us that ran, because thank you, Nora, because we wanted to make a change and we wanted to be that change.
That's
And
right.
we put everything into this race, you know,
Yes.
and that's the same
Absolutely.
energy that I see coming from you, Raven. And that's why I support you so much with everything that
Thank
you're
you.
doing, because you know, when you go out, you put your heart, your soul, everything in it. And I believe in you. I believe that you can win it. I mean, they even said it that night that that particular seat is going to be like a toss up, you know?
It's
So,
not, we're going to take it, and it's important. And thank you, Laverne, and thank you, all of you here who are supporting me. And I just
hey
want to give you,
Nora.
Laverne has the book, but the context. You know, I am the daughter of two Air Force colonels. My both of my parents, my mom and my dad, you know, were fighting. Were in wars. My dad flew in Nam. My mom was satellite defense systems with Reagan. I grew up
They
understanding. I
don't want
lived
us
in
to know
communism.
about her.
They want us, they want to
Right.
keep me hidden, but why I'm doing it is what people need to know. I'm doing it because I grew up seeing what happens when your freedoms are taken away, when your guns are taken away, when your voice is taken away. And these people, a lot of them just don't realize what they are ushering in here. They don't understand what they are allowing to come to our shores. You only get to vote for communism one time. And if you're thinking this corrupt government's going to give you anything, they're going to give us anything, they're not going to give us anything, but we're not asking. We're taking our government back.
Yes, we are. Um, and I guess you have to start on the state level. And this is another thing that you're going to have to realize, Raven. It's okay to get money from parties or interests outside of your immediate party and interest. And I think you fit right into that common sense candidate space that Elon is talking about. And it's okay to even, court him for funds for your campaign. The key is to win, no matter how
Correct.
you do it, because you got to get there. You can't make a change until you get there. So
Correct.
all I tell everybody, all money is good money. It's just some money is
Especially
better
in
than others.
politics.
It's
Especially
outrage
in
until you're
politics.
elected, and then it's action. So that's why
Exactly.
it's important that you get it to there. But I always like for people to know, for me, this is not a career choice. I'm going to be in there limiting myself to a maximum of 4 turns. That would be 8 years, exactly what the president is limited to. And get in, get the job done, and get out and show them that it can be done. And hopefully hand it off to somebody else who shares the same values, because this country is worth fighting for. We got a lot of problems, but we got a lot of good too.
Right.
And so we just got to remember. And Laverne knows, and she's had a chance to speak to my daughter. You know, the divining rod of all that was having my 8-year-old daughter picked up by the throat and thrown out of school for voting for Trump in a mock election. That's what got me involved, of realizing they got their hands on our kids. They have their hands on our money. They're giving our money away. This government has completely corrupted itself. This is exactly the government our founding fathers warned us about.
And
and
here
we
we
are here
are.
now.
yeah,
And
We are
here we
here
are.
now. You know, this is something that, you know, when especially if you're part of the boomers generation, you know, I saw something, this lady did a post, because the guy was saying, oh, y'all was drinking water from the water hose, why couldn't y'all drink water from the sink?
Because we
And
were
so she
locked
did a
out.
Yeah, we was locked out the damn
Hey,
house. You couldn't come
that
in that house. They
That's
was gonna
right.
beat your ass. You
hey,
had to
that's
step
not the
out on
boomers.
faith
That's
and
Gen
drink that
X.
damn
Hey,
water out
that's
the
Gen
water
X,
hole.
baby.
I'm
That's
Gen
That's
us.
X. I
right.
gotta say, I was
That's
Gen
right.
X and
And
proud to be
we
locked out of
knew
the house till the street lights came on.
that street lights
That's
came
right.
on.
Gen X,
And
baby.
when those lights
Now
came
they
on, your mama came to that door, your daddy, and they called everybody name, and they said, "Bring your
right on.
ass in this house
Yeah,
now." And you knew
yeah.
to come in the house when the street
Yeah.
lights came on.
And everybody became
Let,
Native
let.
American like me because we'd be looking at the clouds, looking at the direction of the sun, like, whoa, we got
Oh
about
yeah, we
six
could tell
minutes
that.
before
Yes, ma'am.
it's whooping time.
I was
That's
raised in
right.
the woods. My daddy was a game warden in Florida for 24 years. I
Hey,
was
L.
raised in the woods. So yeah, let's not get it confused with the boomers and Gen X because I don't want Gen X to fade off into nothingness because they
No,
keep
I'm
saying
Gen
boomers,
X. We're
boomers,
not going
boomers. No,
anywhere.
no, no, no. Gen X, the last badass generation,
Come
the
Right.
on.
last
Facts.
feral generation. Let's not forget Gen X and try to write us off. Damn it, because yeah,
Yes.
Gen X is here, and
We're
then
older
y'all
than
have done
Google and we're proud of it.
y'all done poked that. Damn right, y'all done poked that fucking bear too many times, and we are awake now. So what? What up? Here we are. What's
But
wrong?
you know, we
We're
get
here
to
to
see
fix
that
this shit
glorious
again.
horizon when the kids realize that you're not as dumb as they think you are. I'm going,
Right?
oh, mom and dad
Right.
know something. Hang on.
Yeah. My mom and dad know some shit. We done
That's
lived across.
right.
We
Miss
done lived
Mama
across
and
two
Dad, but guess
horizons.
what?
Yeah.
Guess what? Mama and Dad know more than a little motherfucker state we know. And if they
That's
would
right.
listen to
That's
their
right.
parents, more of them would be alive today instead of somewhere sleeping in a grave. More of
Thank
them
you.
would be alive if they would have only listened
Absolutely.
Right.
to their parents when they say, "Hey, your friends don't like you. You need to leave them people alone." How many
Right.
kids have we seen and young adults that have been roped the fuck out by people that they're thinking is your friend? That's their friend. Oh, that's my friend. My
Too
friend. You
many.
ain't got no motherfucking friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes
Because
you just
when we were
need to
little,
listen to that voice of wisdom, especially when you don't have one, but in your mind, you don't convince yourself to believe that you the smartest bitch and you deserve the smartest bitch in the world. You know, somebody need to just
because
level off that shit and start
when we
listening
were little,
to people that's
yeah,
trying to
when we
help
were
them.
little, we had to learn that because we were locked outside the house with everybody else that was locked outside the damn house,
That's right.
and we had to figure out. We had to learn how to read a motherfucker and go,
Thank you.
okay, yeah, that motherfucker ain't good, and we
Right.
read
Yep.
him and go, nope, stay away from him, and we learned how to do that. And people don't know how to do that these days. They think
Nope,
everybody's
they're the
nice,
ones that want
everybody's
to
good,
follow.
da da da, and we can just walk up to everybody, hold hands, and sing "Kumbaya" fucking ya. No, you can't do that shit.
No thanks.
No, it don't work that way. No, nobody knows how to read a motherfucker no more. No, you need to walk into a room and learn how to and read a room and go, nope, it's time to back out.
Because they're
Or
And
walk
not
socialists.
into the
That's why
everybody
they
room
that
walk
and
fast.
smiles
learn
at
how to
you is
walk
your
into the
friend.
room and sit in the back and be quiet and learn.
Yes.
Because you always fear that quiet motherfucker in the room. Because that's the one that knows everything and knows where every exit's at and knows every story of every person in the room. Yeah,
Correct.
that'd be me. That'd be me. When you walk in the room and you see
And
me,
and
go sit
and
beside me
believe
because I
it
can
or
tell you
not,
everything
it
you
used
want to
to
know.
make me
Yep, I'll
awesome.
tell you everything you want to know. I'll tell you where every exit's at. I tell you everybody that's toting, everybody that's not. I trust me.
No,
I've
they
been
I
doing this
wasn't
since
the
I was a
quiet one,
kid.
but I stayed out of trouble. I knew better.
I find
Right?
myself walking into rooms, looking at the exits immediately, like making sure I can make my, escape should somebody get I find myself doing that
You have to. You
100% of
have
the
to.
time now. I really do.
Yes.
Right.
You know?
Always
Yeah,
have
that's
an
just
X
knowing your
file. Always have
surroundings.
an
Yep.
exit plan.
Yep.
I
Yep.
always know your surroundings. You have to.
And you
Turn your
guys
mic up,
remember in
Ain't
our
on a
J-Mo.
swivel.
generation when we had to start looking under cars because they were swiping Achilles. You had to look under your car as you were walking up to it in a parking lot.
Wow.
So
Wow.
How's
we
that,
have
Taylor?
it.
Is that better?
That's also military parents. I didn't get away with anything.
And but see,
Nothing.
but this is the
But
thing. Like Laverne was saying, not everybody is your friend.
Correct.
No.
I had a client who would come and shop in my boutique, spend $50,000 a month with me. And one night she called me to go out to dinner, and she was 45 minutes late coming to dinner. So we had dinner. I asked her, I said, well, why were you so late? She said, oh, I was at church. I said, what church were you at? She was like, oh, I was at Meeks's church. So she gets ready to drop me off at home. And there was a Walgreens just maybe catty corner, maybe 200 feet from my condo. And so she's like, hey, let me just run in here real quick. I want to get my husband his diabetes medicine, and then I'll go ahead and drop you off and I'll head on home. I said, look, I'm looking at my condo. I'll just walk. But it was the middle of winter and there was snow. She was like, no, just wait for me. So she gets out. We're in a two-door Jaguar convertible coupe. I know I locked the doors when she got out because it was like 11:30 at night. And then I heard the locks pop. And I'm figuring she forgot something because the lock, and she would have the remote to open the door. The door opens. There's probably a size 14 white Air Force One, big baggy, fade wash denims, camel Carl Kanai hoodie with a hood on.
Oh,
And then there was a gun in my face. He put the car in gear. He hit me with the gun, hit me right here in my hairline. And so blood was running down my face. And so he was like, break yourself, take off all that fucking jewelry, take it off, strip down. So now he keeps trying to hit me with the gun. And so I'm blocking it. Mind you, I'm as close to him as you are in a two-door convertible with somebody. And every time we would go down the street, I'm trying to watch him with the gun and I'm trying to block it. And the street light would come in on his face. So mind you, with one hand, I'm trying to take off all my clothes, take off my boots, take off everything. And the other hand, I'm trying to block him from hitting me with the gun. And so finally, we get about three, maybe 2.5 blocks from my house. I'm down to my bra, my leggings, my socks are off. And he's looking at me crazy. And he was like, where's that motherfucking cross at? Because I had a diamond cross on my neck that the chain was so thin, I was able to slide the cross over on this side of my neck away from him. I said, look, I don't have it. He's like, get the fuck out the car. Get the fuck out the car. So now he's still trying to hit me. I'm trying to find the door to handle to get out of the door. Finally, I find my way out of the door. My coat fell out of the car with me. So now I'm out here. It's like 2 feet of snow. I'm running barefoot back up to Walgreens because I'm about 3 blocks down, maybe a little less from my condo. So now I'm running up the street. I'm screaming, April, April, help me. Blood all over my face, everything. Help me, help me. Now she's on her cell phone. She's like, look, hey, something wrong with Trevian. And oh my God, my car's gone. But right there on Division and Dearborn, I don't know if you've ever been in Chicago, there's all these bars. It's like Broadway in Nashville where, the police are there
Yes.
24/7. And I lived there and I had the only black owned business on the Gold Coast. So all the 18th district police officers knew me. They were on the spot immediately. So they came into Walgreens because I walked into Walgreens. The people in Walgreens know me. I'm in there every day. And so they're like, look, can you describe the man? I say, yes, he's got on white Air Force Ones. He's got on fade wash denim. He's got on a camel Carl Kanai hoodie. And he's medium brown complected, pointy nose, oily skin. For me, it was oily skin, but he was really sweating and it was winter. So they took me to my house. I put on some clothes. They called the ambulance. I got the ambulance. I didn't need stitches or anything. They bandaged me up because when you get hit right here, it's just skin and bone. There's no meat to catch it. They couldn't even sew anything up. So when I get out of the ambulance, they pulled up 4 paddy wagons on each corner. And so they start pulling people out of the paddy wagon. On the first corner, I'm like, no, this guy looks scared to death. Don't know why he's in the paddy wagon. I said, no, that's not him. Same thing across the street on the other corner. I said, no, that's not him. Now, the third paddy wagon, I can hear the same voice I heard in the car. Why the fuck y'all got me out here? They pull him up. I see him from way across the street, and I'm walking now in the snow across the street to him. And then the police, because now I'm running towards him because I'm like, I want to hit him or something. So the police grabbed me up. I was like, motherfucker, it's you. So now they take me, April, down to the police station, and we're sitting in a room, and I'm like tripping with myself because I knew I locked the doors. I would never sit in a car at night and not lock the doors. So They come in and they ask April, they said, "Hey, April, can we see your cell phone? We just want, we found your car. We just want to make sure, you're okay. You have nothing to do with this, and we're going to get you on your way." And she said, "No, I like my privacy." Detective went out. Another detective came in, and they put April in another room. So another detective came in my room and said, "We want to ask you a couple of questions, Miss Cutie, and we want to see if you're thinking how we're thinking." She said, the detective said, "Did you ever wonder why, when your friend saw you running up the street barefoot and bleeding, she didn't call the police? The people in Walgreens had to call the police. And did you ever wonder why, when we asked her what her plate number was, she didn't know what her plate number was? And did you ever?" And I just stopped the detective from talking. And the detective just said, "Look, your friend is the one who set you up. I described the car. I told them which direction the
Wow.
car was going when I got out.
Crazy.
My friend, client, customer who was spending $50,000 a month set me up." And it was the quickest, the 18th district still to this day in Chicago, the police department will tell you they've never had a person describe a suspect and just remember everything so succinctly. It took me 5 years to go to court. It was her husband who was being indicted for real estate fraud. They needed all my jewelry to pay his legal fees. So all of them ended up getting 22 years. It took
Wow.
5 years to even get a court date. So they got
Damn.
time served minus the 22. So when I tell you I have been out here in
That's
it, now
bullshit.
what I will say, you know how I met these people? Michael Jordan introduced me to these people at his New Year's Eve party. They were all gambling millions of dollars. He introduces me to her husband and her, and he goes, "Trevi, they spent a lot of money. You might want to know them." So Michael Jordan, when it happened, it was all over the news in Chicago. Michael and Charles Oakley came and sat with me every day for 5 days because they didn't know who did it. And everybody knew where my store was. And they made sure nobody met. They were there with me for a week. True
Wow.
story. True
Wow.
story.
Wow.
Wow.
True story.
Damn.
So
Nothing
Never
illustrates it
know who your
quite like
friends
that.
are, right? Jeez.
I'm
I
telling
do.
you.
I just
Can't
know as
trust
I get
nobody.
further in this journey in life, I have fewer and fewer friends, and that's okay. The quality of the friends I have is good. I've got you guys, but I mean, that's a lesson you have to learn. It's quality, not quantity. And
Yep.
the older I get, the less friends I seem to have. So
That's
that's
normally how
that's
it
the way
works,
it
though.
is.
Or
But
less
me,
you
My,
I'm
want to
kind of
have.
like
That's
a,
You
why.
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
kind of like a lone ranger.
I got to the
I
point where I
don't
don't
really
even
do
want to.
friends because
I can
people.
defend. I can handle it. From here.
don't need
I
no
don't even
friends.
want a lot. You don't need it at this
That's
point.
why
You
my
really
that's
don't.
why my life motto is DTA, baby.
And so
DTA.
check
Don't
this out.
trust anybody.
I
That's
gotta give
right.
the ending. I gotta give the ending to the story. So the police were outside my house and my store for 2 months after that because they didn't know all of the pieces until they were able to put it together. So when I would walk my son to school, the police would be trailing behind me. And that morning, I got out of the police station at 5 o'clock in the morning to get my son ready for school, walked him to school, and guess what? I saw my sock on the street
Oh my
walking him to
gosh.
school.
Damn.
And
Man.
so, but I was able to laugh at it. I would be a completely different person because when someone violates you like that and you
Yes.
never find out who it is, you're fucked for life. For me, I knew how it got planned. I know who it was involved. I know where they are right now. You know what I'm saying? So it was a
Same.
huge situation. The driver was the 18-year-old son of the black woman who owned a funeral home on the west side, who had a full ride scholarship, basketball scholarship. She was begging me not to press charges against her. So I was like, "Fuck your son." You know, saying like literally, it was a mess. But hey,
That's when I would have to hang my head in shame if I raised a kid who did that. I mean,
yeah,
not, no, 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 no.
he was
Yeah,
just a
that's
driver.
sad.
He didn't know any better.
I had a similar situation years ago myself when I was very young in my 20s. Was friends with this girl. She called me. She said, "Vern, I just got in from the airport and I'm so drunk I can't even like hardly drive myself home, right?" So I said, "Well, come on, pick me up, I'll drive you home," which is what I did. So,
Where'd you go,
me and
Laverne?
her was friends. This was back in the 80s in Miami when everybody was jewelry down. I had this big ass um necklace with a huge lion on it and a lion head bracelet. You know, I'm a Leo. My birthday is July 27th. Y'all next week,
Coming
okay?
up.
Coming
Oh,
Woo!
up.
coming up.
So she
Well, you
Party
forgot
at
just
to
missed
Vern's
the
put it
breast
on,
house.
cancer thing.
but
So
I didn't have it on. So when I took her home, and soon as she walked in the house, this guy just busted in behind us with the gun, put the gun to her head, and said, "Give me all your jewelry." So she was like, "Well, I'm not taking this off." I said, "Fuck that. I'm gonna take it off for you." I went over there and
Thank
started
you.
taking her shit off.
right.
I took her mine, but I didn't have on my line headset. I had on some more stuff and I just gave it to him. Right. And then he was like, "Well, where's the fucking money at?" Then they went upstairs, they came back, he left, right? So then about the following week when I saw her, it was kind of strange how all the fucking jewelry she had that he took, all of a sudden she had all the jewelry back.
She had it
So she
back.
was like, "Yeah, I went to the flea
She
market
had it
and I saw
back.
and I
She
saw
said,
we had this certain jewelry
Set you
dealer
up,
that we used
man.
to work with. I saw him and I bought all of everything that I had back. I said, okay, I see this bullshit right here. I left
right.
her alone. I left her
Yep.
alone. And after that, that was it for me. I don't really hang with people. I hang like solo. That's how I
Yeah.
hang. Really. I don't
Right.
because a lot of women they so jealous and
I
envious.
mean, wow.
You cannot do it. You cannot do it.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
supposed to be your friends. They be hating on your ass. So that away, we ain't got to get down and nasty. But
I've
I
never
That's
had,
right.
I've since that, I've never had a woman business partner. I will never do it. Because I've learned over time that I know that I'm greatly, highly favored. And a lot of people can't handle when that
no,
favor
they
is
cannot.
That's
yours.
They
right.
don't
They
like it.
can't handle
They
that
don't like it.
favor. And so it's always, and I've eradicated female business partners. I just won't do it because it's always some type of fiasco for no reason. I'm
Well,
trying to
my
get to the money. I'm trying to get to the money, and you trying to get to me. It's like,
right.
I.
Well, that's
Mm-mm.
what I used to ask my bishop, and he always says it like this. He goes, uh, "Man's rejected is God selected,"
Yep.
and
Yep.
that's how I kind of look at it because it is your spirit irritates some demons, and
Everything.
that's what we're
As
doing.
they would say, Raven and Travian, favor ain't fair. And when
It
you
ain't
got the favor
fair.
of God on your life, that surpasses everything. And that
Everything.
keeps you protected. When they
That's
did them
right.
ditches, you
Yep.
don't fall in. And I always put God first. I've been cussed like a sailor for real,
Same.
but I always put God first in my life, and I truly believe in him.
I
Because
do
I know
too.
he have brought me out of a lot of situations that could have really been ugly. And
Same.
that's why I don't do them. I don't hang around with people like that. But I will do my best to help people. But so far as hanging, like look at that girl, the hairdresser that opened up that beauty salon. The girl had a hole, and she took all her friends to the
Yep.
Bahamas, paid
Yep.
for the trip, paid the
Correct.
$5,000 for the
Yep.
trip. They got her
Yep.
over there and stomped this girl to death.
Yep.
They beat her
Yep.
to death. And
That's
Yep.
all of
that's.
these people
Mm-mm.
supposedly
Mm-mm.
have
Not
been
I.
a friend.
Nope.
Okay. So y'all need to watch out for your friends when people are trying to tell you. See, right now, we having this show for somebody that's going through something. And they've been thinking because see, all the pictures be right there in front of you, but you don't
Yes.
want to believe it. You don't
Yep.
want to believe it. No,
Yep.
that's my friend. You
Nope.
can't tell me anything about her. She's been
Mm-mm.
supporting me when you wasn't
Mm-mm.
there. That's my friend. But your friend is sending you everything, telling you everything right there in front of your face, but you don't believe it because you don't want to accept it. But it's time for you to listen up. This show just for you, whoever you are. This show is just for
Yes.
you because we get ready to save somebody's life today
When
because of
people
them
show
friends
you
that
who
they
they
have.
are, believe
Right.
Believe
them.
them. Believe
Right.
And I'm
them.
telling you, there is no way around that. That's you're spitting there, Laverne. That's what it really is. You got to make people understand. My dad says it to me like this. He said, Brutus had to be close enough to slip the knife into Caesar. If you really think about
Yep.
that, that's
Yep.
deep.
Yep.
He
Yep.
had to be
That's
close
right.
Yep.
enough. He had to have access enough. He had to
Yep.
have proximity.
Yep.
to Caesar to be able to do what he did. And that's
Yep.
what you need to remember is that we are all flawed and some people just can't handle. Okay, they want the quick way
Right.
to it. But again, faith
Well,
activates favor. So
they
that's
don't say keep your friends close and your enemies closer for nothing. That's how
correct.
you have to live.
And then for
And you
whoever's
keep them
listening
enemies
that
closer.
there is experience. That's the best thing. I used to wonder, I didn't understand where the respect, when in Gen X, respect for your elders was beat into you if you didn't have it.
Oh, you're
And now
damn
when
right
you
it was.
understand, when you see somebody in their 80s and they have their arms and their legs and they can still walk around and you realize they have navigated through some of them through wars, through Vietnam, have made
Yep.
it and here to tell that's where the respect comes in. If you can make it through, so listen to the people who have been through it. We've all got stories like this, especially Gen X, because we didn't have the cushion, we didn't have all the security cameras, we didn't have,
Right.
all the stuff they have today, and we've lived to tell the tale. So it will save somebody's life to understand God is a spirit. He speaks to your spirit. So when you that feeling you get of, oh, I shouldn't have done that or something, that's God. Listen, listen.
Yep.
And when you get that little voice in the back of your head that says, I probably shouldn't do that, that's
Correct.
God telling you, you probably shouldn't do that. And you
That's
probably
right.
ought to listen and don't fucking do it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
everybody has to
That's
live their own experience, though. I mean, even even though you say listen, it's like we tell the kids, "Hey, we've been through this shit before. I'm telling you, you know, this is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna turn out. Been there, done that." I mean, they still do the shit, because they have to find out their own self. I mean, we can
they
tell them all
do.
day, keep your circle small. Like I've kept my circle small for decades now. I mean, but keep your circle small. You only can probably trust one or two people ever in your life, with your life. And I mean, but they still have to go through the experience, just like we did. Like I said, we were locked out of the house, and and we learned by attrition. We learned by shit our mistakes outside with our friends, right? Just like
Correct.
Gator was saying, we know we can't trust that motherfucker over there because what he did last week.
That's
So
right.
I
Right.
mean, but
Right.
we can give them the tools, and they still have to utilize them in the correct way. And hopefully, like as parents, when we have kids, hey, the only thing we can do is teach our kids the right way and hope they just do it.
Well,
Do
I take a very
what we tell.
proactive. I have two kids, 15 and 13, and I'm telling you, I can't teach them to make good decisions if I don't let them make any decisions. So I feel like that comes in allowing them to make the decisions, let them make the
Right.
good decisions when, we're at that time, like how to use their cell phone responsibly, how to show manners and yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, and those things that are dying these days. And that's basically
Mhm.
what it comes down to is basically but I feel like it's more important that I get my kids into heaven than Harvard. So making sure they have a relationship with God, making sure that they understand why they need it is part. It's what my parents did for me. I mean, even in war zones, we were in communist Germany. We never missed one Sunday. Not one ever. And I mean, and I was a tomboy. I fought, y'all. I was kicking and screaming, like, why do I gotta wear a dress? God doesn't care what I'm wearing. And I can still hear my grandmother, I know you're not getting ready to wear jeans into the Lord's house and just getting ready to take out. But I mean, again, they think we're not listening. And just sometimes your kids, it doesn't feel like they're listening. They are. We
My
just got to
grandmother
keep.
wouldn't even wear pants. You know what I'm saying?
I knew you
I
would
still
say that.
don't. I will not
Right.
wear pants to
My grandmother
church. I
didn't wear
just can't
No,
pants.
she
do
didn't
it.
No,
wear pants at all. She wouldn't wear pants.
Yeah.
no, no. My grandmother was the old fashioned sanctified Holy
That
Ghost spear, fire
that was
baptized. Okay. That was my grandmother Betty Lou. Okay. With the church she went to, they did not wear perfume. They did not press their hair, perm their hair. So all them had that little puffy pet down afro where they used to pat that thing down and put that Royal Night hair grease. That Royal Night hair grease with that net on. And then they used to wear that little thing that they used to put under the lamp. Remember the old people used to put that little thing underneath the lamp. So they wore them things on top of their head and they used to put it on top of all the little grandkids' hair. So My grandmother never said one bad word, not even ass, not even damn,
Never.
Mhm.
no,
Never.
no, no,
Never.
Never.
no bad
Same.
words, nothing,
Never.
nothing, you know.
Never.
But now
My
on my
grandmother
mama's
was
side, that was a different group because my mama on my mother's side, they cussed all day long. So you know which
Facts.
side I got it from, that
Facts.
side.
Yeah.
But the other
but
grandmother never knew that I said any bad words. She never heard me say one little nasty word out of my mouth. Everything was yes, ma'am,
mine didn't
no,
either.
ma'am, yes, grandma. Because that was the respect that we was taught
Yes.
back then. We had
Right.
respect for our
Yes, we
parents.
did.
We understood that our parents was not perfect and that they
Thank
did
you.
not have all of the answers, but we knew that they loved us.
Nora
We knew
said
that they
dippity
loved us
do.
and they did the best.
Nora said people used to put dippity do in their hair.
Ah,
Of
come on,
course,
Nora.
we
She
all
knows what
used
it is,
dippity
but
do back then. Dippity
and
do
I'm
was the
telling you,
shit.
it was a wild dynamic because my grandmother is full Cherokee. My grandfather was full Lakota Sioux, but my grandmother not only you remember in the Southern Baptist the big obnoxious hats, mine had Indian feathers on it just to piss
Oh
people
yeah,
off. That, and I'm talking about the old Baptist church where it goes in on Sunday and gets out on Wednesday. And
oh yeah.
that
I'm
we would
raised
go in
Southern
there
Baptist.
and we would my cousins and I we would sit there trying to we would to see who we thought was going to get the Holy Ghost and pass out first, and then my grandma would be right there with the switch under her fan to whoop somebody. But again, back there understanding that it felt harsh at the time, but they really wanted us to be straightened out. They,
Yes,
you
they
know,
did. Because
they
look what
wanted
we
us
at
to
now.
make
Look
it
what
and
we
to
have
succeed.
now. And this generation is totally unbelievable. Look what we have. You see the videos all over on social media with the little kids cussing their parents out and telling their parents to shut the fuck up. We couldn't do that. We couldn't even say shut.
We'd still be looking for our teeth.
We
Oh
couldn't
no,
even
you'd
get
be
to the
knocked
shut
out.
part.
You'd be
We
knocked
That's
out.
couldn't do
we'd
that.
still be looking for our teeth if we
Girl,
said
I
that.
would
Right.
But
have
the
never
one
made
thing
it
I
through the
tell you is
hood
I
for
take
therapy. I would
pride.
have been missing. I
I'm
would
an
have been
old
missing.
school
My mama
mama,
didn't play that. My
and
mama
I
kept
don't
a
play that
double
with my
barrel.
kids. I
My
love
mama
them to
kept a
death, but
double.
this is a Gen X mom, and my kids get it because they know there's a level of crazy that exists in their mom that they don't want to mess with. But I mean, they don't even take it there. They know what would happen if I get a call from the school and you guys are cutting up in class. They don't want to see it. I mean, we are
No,
from the
no, no, no,
generation
no.
of we'll just start over. We'll just take you out and start over. But I mean, I think it's good that my
Make
kids
another
get
one look
that
just
Gen
like you.
X. That's
Right.
right. Make two more
My
just
mama
like
kept
you.
a double
Damn right.
barrel rifle in the closet, and she knew how to use it.
And
Now
that was the era you got whooped with
I
everything,
don't
a
watch her
sandal,
shoot
a
these
lamp,
snakes.
a
I
Whatever
belt.
was
grew
at
up in
hand.
Carolina, and we had the woods in the
Right.
back of our house. Okay, so my mom would go out there and shoot them damn snakes. She never missed. She never missed. So I already knew to shut the fuck up and don't talk back. Don't say nothing.
Right.
I already knew.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you
But
know,
yeah, when you
a
had to
lot
go
of
pick it, had to go get your switch, and you
Yeah.
better come back with the correct one. So you come back
That's
with one of them
right.
flimsy ass switches
Because
that
if it
break.
breaks, you're going to get three more.
Yeah,
And if you laugh at
damn
it,
right.
you're getting a
And for
piece of
God's
it.
Yep.
sakes,
Yeah.
and for God's
Yep.
sakes, don't have them go get the switch because you couldn't
Oh,
get the
that's a
right one.
wrap.
Because
Oh,
if
They
we
they
couldn't
would
went
have
and
crack
got the
up.
switch, that some bitch wasn't a switch. It was a fucking limb. It was
That's
like
right.
a
It
tree
was the
trunk,
whole
and you would
branch.
get right, and you were getting hit with a stick, not a switch.
But
They
those
Oh
were
yeah, I know.
the good
some
times. I
of
remember
y'all,
the hardest
they
part
would
just not
they would
laughing at
beat
it
you
so that
with
we didn't get it.
anything they found,
Right,
anything that
exactly.
had switch, extension cord. One time, my
Shoe,
mama whooped us with the
frying
water
pan.
hose, with the water hose, and I mean, she was slinging
Yeah.
that thing through the air like Wonder Woman. Okay, Wonder Woman. I mean, it was four of us, and she didn't need no break. She didn't need no nap. She didn't need the rest. She beat all our ass. Okay. And
And it
I'm
didn't
telling you,
matter which one of y'all did it, neither.
and
Y'all
then,
got your
Correct.
ass whooped just in
on top
case
of
one of
that,
you was involved.
But
on
that's how
top of
you
that,
kept them in
they
check, knowing
talk
that you
while
were
they
all
beat
going to
your
get it.
ass. They would talk
yep.
to you
That's
while
right.
they beat your ass. How could you have the energy to beat somebody's ass and talk at the same time? How
Correct.
you not tell your
That's
ass
how
go
they
get
stayed
your
healthy. That's how they lived so damn long. How do you think there's so
Yeah.
many of them? That's how so many of them live to be over 100 years old. They got their cardio in. That's how
Yeah.
they
I'm
got their
telling
cardio.
That's
I
Those
mean,
were
the
wow.
good,
most
but yeah, the
terrifying.
kids look at us, they don't get it, and they don't get it.
No,
Mine don't get the
you.
switch. That's one thing I don't do, but I'm telling you, they've got the parameters down. When we have to tear it off, when we have to set those boundaries, and they're
Yep.
there. Thankfully, they don't push those ones, but I can't even imagine some of this. It was funny because I did see a 3-year-old. I was probably in my early 20s, and I was going grocery shopping, and this kid is just having a fit. And finally, I heard it, and it was like "F you," and I went, "Whoa!" Somebody beat down coming. And I went around the corner and she is reasoning with this child. Who taught
Oh
you
hell
that
no.
language? I'm like, just give it up. You've lost. This kid
Right.
is 3
Right.
and it's over. I
Done.
just can't even fathom what that would have been like to even try to form my lips to say
Girl,
that.
you would have never been able to get that
Mm-mm.
F off your lip.
Mm-mm.
I'm telling you.
No.
Because
As
them
soon as you
old
got
people
that,
back then had the quickest backhand in the world.
That's
Especially
right.
if you thought you was going to embarrass them in church in
Oh,
front of
yeah.
their friends.
oh no.
They
Mm-mm.
backhand your ass so goddamn quick. It was just
Oh, see, like Raven was saying, I was raised Southern Baptist, and I don't know how Dad did it because he was an average height man. He wasn't one of them 6 foot fellas. He was like 5'9", 5'10", but he had that magic arm that could reach all the way across and
Thank
hug the
you.
whole family. You know what I'm saying? Because it was my mom and my brother and me, but he could hug us all. And
But it
if you
was
were getting ready to act up, get ready to act up, is that finger right there. He could get
but
that
my
ear or the back
grandmother
of that
was
head.
patience. She was
Oh yeah, he
patience,
gets
and
you
I'll
right in the
never
back of the head.
forget
Gets you
my
right there.
my cousin
And
did that once in church and we were all shocked. It's like he didn't get it. He didn't get the backhand and she didn't have a switch with her. She didn't say a word. And then when we got home, she got out of the car without saying a word and all of a sudden my cousin locked himself in the car. I think it was about 4 hours on a Texas day and she sat in there patiently in her church uniform with the switch right there on her lap. She said, eventually he's going to have to come out. He's going to have to pee. He's going to have to eat. And that was like the beatdown of the century. It took
yeah,
4
you
hours.
get that flick right in the back of the head.
Mark G, roll the first clip.
I will say this, even with the reforms we put in place and what we're suggesting is changes to our foreign aid, we still will provide more foreign aid, more humanitarian support than the next 10 countries combined, than the entire OECD, and far more than China. China doesn't do humanitarian aid. China does predatory lending. That's what Belt and Road Initiative is. That's what all of their aid. They have no
I remember
zero
this.
doing humanitarian aid in the world. And frankly, if they don't know how to do it. They have no interest in doing it. What they're very good at is going into some country, making you a loan, and then holding that debt over your head. And that's what they continue doing. By the way, you have to hire a Chinese company to do it. So I don't agree with this assessment that there's no evidence whatsoever that China has either the capacity or the will to replace the U.S. in humanitarian
Is that
assistance
your clip, Laverne?
or in developmental assistance for that matter.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I'm like,
So we're talking about
I
foreign
rem-
aid. Okay.
right.
I
I
So
don't know
that's
remember
whose
real
clip
that
that
quick.
clip.
was.
It's a little
That
bit
was
Is
not
older,
that
the
my
the
clip.
clip,
Phantom
but I
clip
remember
I
it.
again?
don't even know, girl.
I don't know
Shit.
whose clip that was.
We had a
Me
Um,
Phantom
neither.
clip.
right. We
Okay,
had a
well,
phantom. That was a phantom clip. Um,
but I got to say something as the candidate going, we got to stop sending all that money abroad. We got people here who need to be taken
exactly.
care of.
Right.
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
Facts.
Um. Speaking of candidates, I need to interject something real quick, if I can, since y'all are down that way, especially Miss Laverne. And now that I got to meet our newest endorsed candidate, Miss Raven,
Thank
I know
you.
y'all got your pulse on the political pulse down there, or your finger on the pulse rather. Um, One of our newest members in my organization lives in Florida's 22,
Uh-huh.
and that lady down there is I just wrote that shit down. Louise Frankel, that fucked up Democrat.
Oh.
And
Mhm.
Who is
we
the
need to find some.
candidate?
I don't know. We need to find one.
Who is the
Well,
candidate
I
But
again,
think we've
Raven?
got one.
Have
Um,
And
somebody in, is that against Debbie?
no, that's
we,
against
oh
Lois
yeah, well,
Frankel.
we always need somebody to get that whack job out of
But
office.
there is one
So,
against, I don't know the last name, but her name is Anna. She is originally of, I think, Russian or Ukrainian descent, but she is a solid patriot. She's got a strong team, and she's going against, is Lois in 22 or 25?
No,
Lois Frank.
Lois is in
22,
27. Lois
So
is
I,
22
in
is
27.
lowest because I just talked to my member just last night to find out who her
but
rep
you should
was,
check
and
her
it's
out.
lowest.
She's the only one I know
Okay,
in that race right now, but I do know her personally, and I like what I
well,
see so far.
that's great. It would be wonderful to pick both of y'all up and try to put both of y'all in the seat because we got because I
We
know
got a
Miss
dog
Laverne and I
fight.
talked to yeah I know
We got
Miss
a
Laverne
dog
and I
fight down here.
talked extensively about that big giant blue stain on Florida, which is Broward County and Miami Dade. That we had
We
to get
do.
rid of that down
Miami-Dade
there.
just
It's
flipped,
just
but we have
nasty.
two remaining solidly blue counties, districts in Florida, and one of them is Broward, which is half of the district that I'm running for. And we all
Okay.
need it. It's going to be because
Yeah.
typically they have millions to pump into these races against us. There's a state race,
Yes.
102 down here. Uh, Palmita Lopez, who is running down here for 102, they put in 14 million to tank the account. That's now helpful that we don't have USAID pumping money behind us, but this is what people need to understand is that this is our time to grab it and have a say in how this is going. You can't complain about it if
Right.
you're not going to do anything to help preserve it. So we just
Right.
got to make sure people get up and do the work, and that means, I tell people, if you can't donate, then help us knock doors. Then,
Right.
Yeah.
help us on social media. Help if you can't be
This
on the
is the
front line,
information I need.
support those of us who can.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
This
you
is
and
the
I can talk
information I
off
need.
record about that. There's a lot of,
Yes.
I've got my
Exactly.
finger on
You and I
all
are
of
going
these
to speak.
races.
You and I are going to speak at length. Yes,
But
ma'am.
they
We are.
really, really want, they really, really want this one. There's a lot of attention on this one, and
Yeah.
they want to flip it, but um, we have to change some of what is norm and what is it going to be. And again, this has a real potential to change the dynamic here of what kind of representation we have.
Right.
And I'm up for the fight, and
Yeah.
that's why I said being
Yeah.
raised by
Yeah.
warriors, and
Well,
I'm
yeah.
Native Americans. I might be having a tomahawk in here somewhere, but
You go. Hey, I'm a
we'll get
Gators
it.
fan, but you know what? I'll go with some Cherokee. Somewhere in my bloodline, they say there's a little Cherokee. So hey,
Is that
but
before or after
hey,
the redneck part?
I'll go. So
you ain't right, girl. But I still
don't
love you
sleep on the
anyway.
rednecks. Those are my people. Don't, can't sleep on my rednecks.
That's
Those are
right. Hey,
absolutely
you
my
can.
people.
Hey, you can always count on one. We can fix anything except
I know
stupid.
that's
Well, hey, you
right.
know what? We can eat. Hey, we can even fix stupid. It's gonna hurt, but we can fix it.
Stupid is hard for the people around the stupid. It's not hard for the stupid person. It's hard for everybody else. But
Well, listen,
we,
You're right, though. But you know what, though? We still can fix stupid.
I know
It's
you're
gonna
right,
hurt.
Gator. I know you're right
It's
because
gonna
when they
hurt,
came,
but we can fix
them
it.
boys came after
Right.
me and called me all kind of little ugly names. Gator was
thank
there,
you.
and he did a video, and everybody that Gator didn't get, when they inboxed me, trust and believe, I gave them just what they was looking for.
I know she
Oh
did.
yeah.
I was there for
Hey,
part of it, but I'm used to that. But it's just, and it's crazy. These things that they do now, they're like, tell your plastic surgery. I haven't had a stitch of plastic surgery. I am proud of where I am at this age. I am 51 years old, and I wouldn't go back to 20 if you paid me. It was hard the first time, but I love but it's amazing. You look trans. I'm like, thank you. That means my makeup is on point.
Well,
So,
isn't that what
you
they
know,
love these days? The
Uh,
trans, they
well,
love the
that's
trans.
what
So
my
what's the
thing is.
problem?
You're
That's a.
saying
I
respect,
mean,
but you're using it as an insult. You can't have it both
right.
ways.
Right.
use it as an
yeah,
insult when that's what they like. That's what they like. They
but
talk
just
Yeah,
all
see,
that
crazy.
shit, but that's what they like.
Miss Laverne and I go back a bit, so she knows
Yes.
I got her
I love
six.
it, Gator, but I mean, I usually am
Yeah,
popping those off myself, but it's just, you know, what it is just sad of going, it's okay for you to disagree with me, but I can
Right.
disagree with somebody without hate, without
Right.
insults, without, we just don't
Right.
agree.
Right.
And I tell
No, but
people I'm
you got
fighting
to
for those
realize,
who don't agree with
Raven,
me too.
that we got a whole new generation of dumb motherfuckers that think
right.
just because you out here like we are, they feel like they can say anything to you.
Yep.
And you just gonna be professional and suck that shit up. Not right here. Hey, this some Teddy Roosevelt shit. The buck stops here, bitch. When you bring it, I'm gonna slap it right back to your ass full force, just like that dumb
See,
motherfucker that left that dumb ass comment underneath me and Raven picture. He said
Thank
some
you.
dumb shit. It's like when you take pictures, of course they're gonna come out all kind of different ways. If I take a picture early in the morning, I'm gonna look like I'm fucking drunk because
Thank
I'm not
you.
an early morning person.
Thank you.
But you
I
catch
don't do
me in the
mornings.
afternoon when I'm up, then the picture might come out real cute or some shit. But don't just go under my picture feel like you gonna need a little comment. I ain't
Well,
gonna
no,
say
what he
shit.
did, Gators, he
I'm gonna
took a
cut you the
picture,
fuck
a
out.
studio
Okay?
professional picture of Laverne, and he put it next to one he grabbed from a podcast where she's in the middle of saying something. So it's bad
Yeah.
lighting, and she's got a weird expression on her face. That's what they do that to me all the time, and then
Oh, I
accuse
know.
me of
I know.
catfishing. And I'm like, you guys got to be. I'm not cat. I'm married. you
Do they know what a
y'all don't
fucking
need to worry
catfish
about
is?
it.
Well, see,
They
Right.
that's
know
what
how to fuck you a catfish with a blue check mark beside your name. This isn't Facebook or another
Right.
platform when you can come in there and say,
people
well,
are
I'm so
stupid.
and so. No, blue check marks mean that they have been verified, right?
Thank
And
you.
that you,
Exactly.
whoever it is you talking to, that's who you actually talking to.
Yep.
Motherfucker,
But
go look up
again,
shit
if
before
you're
you come with the
trying to
bullshit.
make a point, this is where we fundamentally disagree with a lot, not all, but a lot of the Democrats is when they can't make the point, it goes straight to the insult. It goes straight to the threats. It goes straight to
Oh yeah.
and that's the point where it's just like, guys, do you realize you've become a useful tool of the devil when you do that? These people don't care anything about you, but you're out there fighting their battles. You're out there threatening people. You're out there putting your family and your reputation at risk to further that hate. And I mean, I don't know. I used to see these people with Joe Biden. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't give a crap about you. But
Just
yet
want
you're
some
out
ice
here
cream.
firebombing
Just
Teslas
listen.
and threatening people and risking going to jail for people who couldn't give a flying spit what happens to you. I never
Well,
understood that.
it's gonna be real fun when they actually do go to jail, and that's the day I'm waiting for.
I am
And
too, because we don't have
I
enough
think I
perp
might.
walks going on, Gator. We need more perp walks, lots
Yes,
more
we
perp
do. Yes,
walks.
we do.
We don't
Yes,
have
we
any
do.
perp walks. We have
Thank
zero
you.
perp walks. We have nobody even being named as anything.
Correct.
We had a discussion about that last time I was here, and I I firmly believe still that I'm going to trust my president that he has a plan. I
Mm,
still stand with my president,
mm,
no matter what. You know,
mm.
he has
Well,
a
I'm
plan.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. President Trump put up a statement basically disowning any of us who supported him that questioned him. He put that post up loud and clear yesterday, basically saying we can go jump in the fucking lake. And so when you say you support the, actually, he should understand no matter if it is that we question him or not, he's still supposed to represent all of us. This man put in a tweet
Mhm.
yesterday. Y'all could go fuck off. Okay, so you can fuck off too, because your bitch ass is up there wearing your yarmulkes and all kind of bullshit like they got a gun to your head, not representing this fucking country. And when we call you out to your fucking motherfucking name, you got a problem with it. So either you're gonna start representing America or you can take your ass to fucking Israel and hang out with fucking Jeffrey Epstein because his motherfucking ass ain't dead either. So that's how I feel
No, he
about
ain't
it.
dead. I agree with you. He ain't dead, and it's still the fucking Israelis that are doing this shit. I still agree with I still stand by what I said the last time I was here. BB Satan Yahoo is still behind all this shit,
No,
and
no.
they yanked old fucking Ep fucking Steen out of the damn
The
uh
jail cell and put his
prison.
he's in
The
fucking
jail, yeah.
he got a fucking facelift and he is kicking it in fucking Israel. That's what the
Oh
fuck
yeah,
is
he's
going
kicking it.
on.
Oh yeah, he's kicking it. And they still bribing
And then
motherfuckers.
we
But
got
But see,
I'm
that's
telling you,
exactly the reason I have to get elected. This is what
exactly,
happens when people are too big.
exactly,
It's this is
exactly,
exactly why.
yeah,
And
exactly.
again, I'm not going to hand it over. Okay, I'm going to
right.
remain loyal because again, my loyalty doesn't have to do with the person as much as my character. It's I am not going to hand this government over to Hakeem Jeffrey and his merry band of communists. I am going to get up there and I'm going to remain loyal to the people and this is why. This is why it's important. Okay, this is why it's important that we have a voice. This is the exact reason. We will always be talking about what politicians do when we're not part of it. So
I just I
if you want to be part of the discussion, you have to have a seat at the table.
right. I want to point something out. I understand everything you just said about the tweet, the post, whatever, about go fuck yourself and all that. But let's go back in time just a few, half an hour earlier in this very podcast. And I want to use something that you said, my dear, about Brutus. What did you say about Brutus and Caesar?
Said Brutus had to be close enough to slip the knife into Caesar.
Right, Travian. So that,
Here it is.
in
I
my
mean,
opinion, is exactly what I guess I'll have to call him my president at this point. I feel I feel is doing. He has to get he has to get that motherfucker close enough so he can slip the knife into
No, it's
Satan
no. You
Yahoo.
know what? It's
well,
the wrong way
I mean, I'm
around.
gonna say this. Hold on, Trey. Hold on, Trey, because I know you went in for a minute, and we pretty much lockstep on a bunch of things. I mean, here it is though. When you
Jerome,
have
can you
people that
turn
have
your
supported you,
thing up some?
Turn
Cause
your
you
mic
got a
up,
shit, I
little,
Jerome.
did turn it up. It's not up enough. It's
got a
still
She
low.
it's
wants you
still not up enough.
shouting.
Shit, I can't shout no more than that. Is that better?
We
Yeah,
can hear
that's
you.
Yes.
better.
I can hear. I'm pretty sure he's addressing me, and I can hear him just fine.
Oh no. I'm not really addressing you. I'm just addressing what's going on. Especially she mentioned the Trump tweet or whatever truth. I mean, here it is though. When you have people that have supported you since 2015, since you came down the golden escalator, you have people that supported you through the Russia. You have people support you through the two impeachments, and all the way up through 2020. You have people getting going to jail and getting indicted for saying that the freaking election was a fraud because we feel it was a fraud. We're behind you 100% on that. We feel like 2020 was stolen. Hell, I was part of fucking
1,000,000%.
2020.
We
It
were
was
behind you
it was
1,000,000%.
you
That's
know
what Jerome wanted to
and
say.
I mean, we
Real
were
talk.
there,
We were
during
behind you
2024.
1,000,000%.
You know, all of this, even through the shit
Some
with Israel. We know Israel has everybody on the hill compromised. We know all that shit, but we're still behind you 100%. You ran on releasing the Epstein list. You ran on MLK, JFK. You ran on all this shit, right? And we backed you 100%. We voted for you 100%. And now you're gonna turn your back and say that we're stupid because we dare to fucking question Daddy? Get the fuck out of here.
fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. We
Fuck out of
we
here.
have the right to question whatever the fuck we want to question because we put you in the fucking house. We helped put you there. We knocked doors, we walked streets, we did everything we could to make sure you got there back in 2024. 100, well, like Travian said, 1,000,000%. We were there. So how the fuck you gonna say we're stupid and you're gonna just kick us to the curb because we dare question, Epstein, because we all know the shit that Epstein did. Oh, by the way, it's about the kids. It's not about you, it's not about us, it's about all those kids and all the people that he fucked up. Their lives are fucked up. People that committed suicide. That's what it's about. It's more than just you and more than just what you did. Yeah, you've done a bunch of things and we appreciate that. Everything, most everything I agree with. And, in the past 6 months, some of the shit I don't, and so for us to be on your team, let's say, supporting you, You can't just kick us to the fucking curb. But I know what it is because you don't have to worry about election 2028. You
He's
don't
a
have to
lame
worry about
duck.
that.
He's a
You don't have
lame
to worry
duck.
about that. So you don't have to, yeah, you don't give a fuck about it because guess what? You can't run again in 2028 anyway. It's I think what's going to happen is it may cause repercussions in 2026. Do I want Democrats to take a fuck? No, I'm a conservative. I'm a fucking Republican. I ran twice on the ticket. I hate fucking Democrats. I would never vote for a Democrat. But you can't just fucking kick us to the curb. People that ran as Republicans, that ran as conservatives on the same fucking platforms that you ran. I ran on an immigration moratorium, and in 2020, I was the first motherfucker out here that ran on an immigration moratorium and all the shit that you're running on now, right? Getting rid of fucking these cheap visa labor programs. Ran on all of that, right? So we're pretty much on the same thing, and then you're gonna tell me I'm stupid? Nah, man, you can't do that. You can't do that because you're gonna have some repercussions, and people like Travion and I, yeah, we're gonna continue to speak up on this shit. We're not part of that. I didn't know. My sister's like the biggest liberal. She said, "Oh, there's a Trump cult." I found out in the past fucking month there is a fucking Trump cult. There is. I'm not part of it because I question this shit. But you have motherfuckers out there that attack us, that come at us. You come at Tucker Carlson, you come at Candace Owens, you come at all these people that dare question, right? And then say that we're fucked up. That's bullshit.
Nah,
That's just
nigga,
that's
you
just total
wrong. You
bullshit.
got that shit wrong. And now you want to announce today that you have ultimate venous fucking incapacity, whatever it is, where your blood circulation is fucked up. I don't give a damn about because it's an easy operation. They can open up the valves in your legs. Stop trying to distract people who know what's really happening, who knows what's wrong, and who knows how involved you are in what's wrong in this country. Howard Lutnick was Jeffrey Epstein's next door neighbor, and that motherfucker has been side by side with you at every fucking meeting, at every fucking press conference, laughing at you. Epstein's next door neighbor has been next to Donald Trump for the last 7 press conferences. Everything that's you look next door to Trump, right, or next to Trump, you're gonna see Howard Lutnick. Howard Lutnick lived next door to Jeffrey Epstein for 19 years.
19
So look
years.
at what we got. Look what we got going on here. I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm not stupid. You're not gonna play me like I'm stupid. Stop announcing your illnesses because there's a lot of people with illnesses that don't get no pity. We don't give a fuck. You know what we care about? We care about you coming out of whatever, scam that Jews have you locked into. We need you to step out and be the president. We need you to step out and represent America. We need to stop seeing fucking yarmulkes everywhere. I'm tired of these Jewish motherfuckers in our government. Israel should not be in our government. And now it's like they are the fucking government because you ain't doing shit. You look like a little bitch standing next to them, like they got a gun to the back of your head. What did you do, President Trump? Where's the real Donald Trump? Where's the Donald Trump we all knew and loved and believed in? Because you're not that motherfucker. You haven't done a goddamn thing, in my opinion. I'm just going to speak for myself. We get some small wins. We get some, placated wins. I'll say that. We got Byron Donalds doing press conferences because he's running for office. Well, Trump is on a winning streak right now. The fuck if he is. Because when you call your constituents, 40% of your constituents stupid, and we don't need you, you are going to affect every candidate coming behind you. And you don't give a damn. And you made that clear in that 3 paragraph tweet or true social post or whatever it was. So until it is that you get back in line and realize that you represent us, whether we agree with you or not, you're owned and you're out of line. So I don't hear shit from your kids now. Where are your kids at? Your kids not even backing you up on this shit. It's so stupid.
And I love to have the passion. I'm going to weigh in on this as a candidate and as a person. My role was different because, again, my daughter was picked up by the throat and thrown out of school over President Trump. That's how I got into the party. And one of the first people to call me, I mean, I've always been a Republican, but I wasn't very political.
Right.
And he was one of the first people to call me, and how is she? And I said, she's fine, sir. I don't raise victims in this house. I
Right.
didn't quite know what I had. And he was the first one to suggest that I run for an
Okay.
office. Now, having said that, again, I'm seeing a great idea Okay. And I'm going to take this as a standpoint of a person who was Native American. My ancestors were stewards, original to this land, and we can share. We can help be part of developing, and we have a real opportunity. I'm grateful for everything that President Trump did. However, that does not mean loyalty, does not mean I have to agree with everything that you do. I saw the tweet, okay, but I don't know him very well. I've met him on a couple of occasions. I know he's always playing a 5D chess game, especially to sift out who's loyal. But here's the part that I want people to understand. I'm going to support him because he is our president and because the alternative of Hakeem Jeffries in this is horrible. I don't agree with everything he does. Okay. What you're saying right now is if there is no Epstein, I am one of the people that I'm going to continue to ask questions. I'm going to continue because does that mean Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for a hoax?
Mhm.
Okay, if there is no file, if there is no Epstein, then why did his estate just get $112 million tax refund? Okay, it's still getting it. And why is she in prison if this is a hoax? Okay, this door was opened.
Why did JP Morgan pay $296 million to victims
Because they
of,
playing in our
I mean, if
face.
it was
That's
a hoax,
So
why.
I
it's
am
not
not
a hoax.
going
I
to,
don't
so
mean to cut
that's what
you
I
off. Go
can
ahead.
tell people is loyalty to me is one thing, okay? But the other thing is earned, and there are victims of this crime. And as a mother of a daughter and a son, I will not let it go. I saw his tweet. And my pastor always says to me, it's not what they call you, it's what you respond to. I'm not stupid, but it is my responsibility to question our government, to question its practices, same way I did with Biden for the last 4 years. And I will continue to question. Nothing will shut me up from that. But that's why I'm not going to put my government and it's all about him. It's not about him, it's about me. And it's about us. And that's how we change it. Because Trey's passion, that's where we need it. She is exactly at the level of pissed off that our founding fathers were when they started all of this, correct?
For
Because
sure.
I
we would be
agree.
fighting
Yes.
over the Earl of Grey Harbor right now. If this had been 1776, we'd already have tea in the freaking harbor, and we all know it. And that's where we have to stop getting is this blind faith in everybody. Yes, we can be loyal, but does that mean I'm giving you carte blanche to run all over me? Absolutely not. I'm
Right.
going to tell you what I think. I'm going to make sure we get to the truth. The truth has to come out, and sunlight is the best disinfectant. Nothing will ever stop that. I don't have any people with nothing to hide, hide nothing. We're going to get it out. So that is the promise I will make to Trey right here and everybody who's listening. That doesn't matter what comes out of his mouth. Here's what comes out of mine. We're going to
Right.
get it. I'm getting it. I want to know either you have to let Ghislaine Maxwell out and you have to acknowledge that this has been a nothing burger, or there is something there. And if somebody on that list is too big to go down, that's the problem.
Right.
If you're too
And, you
big
know,
for justice, that's the problem.
Right.
and you can't use the excuse where the Democrats didn't release the list when they wanted, when they had a chance to. Yeah, yeah, okay, but why not? Because most of them are probably on the list as well.
Correct.
You know, there is a lot of people. Now, I don't believe for one instance, now I'll say this, I do not believe for one instance that Trump's name is on that list because the Democrats would have already played that card
Correct.
and used it a
It would have
long time
already
Correct.
been
ago,
out. He would have
right?
been
He would have
under the
used it,
jail.
but here it is though. You know, there are a lot of his friends
Yes.
I think that maybe he's protecting that's on that list. And if you know, if you
No,
really believe the names that's on that
I
list
don't believe
and
that.
all of the names worldwide, the government will fall because it's just so many people that's on that list that's, you know, that's done so many things. They say, well, you know, it's a hoax. Well, we all know it's not a hoax. Don't say that shit. It's
Right.
not a hoax. Jeffrey
Right.
Epstein has been indicted. Like you say, Ghislaine Maxwell is in
Ghislaine
prison.
Maxwell's in
You know,
prison
I mean,
for a
so
hoax.
there's a lot to this, and it goes deeper and more than a lot of people know. I've done a whole bunch of research on this. Like you say, Lutnick, I
Same.
mean, it goes deep to Maxwell's dad. I mean, all of these people were Mossad agents. All of them worked for the Israeli government. You want to know where it is? Okay, well, you know, he said, well, it's they don't have the information or it's been distorted. Yeah, maybe, but the real shit is where it is in Israel because you can tell when
Yes.
motherfuckers are getting blackmailed. You can tell when people change, and for some reason the Donald Trump that I support, and I will still continue to support through the rest of his term. But the
Yes.
guy that I supported from 2015 up until this past month or two is not the same guy.
But
For
this to
some
me
reason,
goes hand
he's
in
not the
hand
same
with
guy.
no arrests, nobody. Do you
None.
realize that
Zero.
Pelosi had him impeached without any congressional? She made that unilateral decision. She is the one who made the decision on January 6th. Nobody has gone to jail, and 5 people hung themselves when their government came after them after January 6th. Okay, and they had these charges put against us. We have video. The Democrats had a smidgen of nothing, and they ran with all of this, and nobody has gone to jail. And that's we still have
That's
Tina
true.
Peters sitting in jail in Colorado for blowing the lid off of off
Thank you.
of Colorado, leaking the passwords to the election machines, and she is dying, guys. She's I don't know if it's mentally she's having trouble. Why is she still in jail? And Jenna Griswold is running free, okay,
Correct.
after having committed treason. But we've got all this, and that's the part that I want to push for. But what I tell people is that's we're going to nuke the Capitol. It's going to be nothing but cockroaches and corrupt politicians. We have got Pelosi has been in what, 48 years. Biden was in 52 years.
Thank you.
All these years. I mean, it's just you want to know who these 300-year-olds getting Social Security? It's one of them guys. They have been in here since before the internet. And that's what I tell people now. Get involved, help me get elected, help people like Laverne and myself, people who are going to just tear down this this corruption, and it's so deep. But our kids have no chance if we don't get this right. If we can't fix this, and we're not going to let people who go left and right, we know where he is, and the midterms are going to be a beast for Republicans. They just are with all of this garbage. And you're right, Trey, it is garbage. It is absolutely garbage. Okay, we don't need this. Whoever your press person is telling you that this is a good idea to insult the base needs to be fired and in handcuffs.
Expeditiously.
But will not let those people derail me from the end goal, which is to get good conservatives in there and to fix this. You're an angry mom. Angry moms get stuff done. So that's how I am. I have been angry. This country, this is not what my mom and dad fought for. It's not what my husband fought for and put themselves in harm's danger. But that's my torch to carry right now. And all I can hope is that I can begin to help heal the the anger and the animus you rightfully have. But I've seen it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going straight up the middle. I refuse to let him or anybody else distract me from what it is, but I'm not going to let it go. I have made that decision. What are you going to do? I'll disown you. Do what you got to do. I'm not
Right.
letting it go. Okay? People died, and
Right.
it's getting worse by the minute. All the evidence, they have hundreds of videotape hours, and Diddy's getting ready to walk. I mean, these
Mhm.
people aren't serious people, and they shouldn't be around the government. But I hopefully I can be one of the people who get around him and give him the advice he needs to hear.
Well, I mean, this is
But
the thing. Pam Bondi is now, I think she just
Mm.
fired Maureen Comey,
Maureen
who
Clemente.
is
finally,
Comey's son. But this is the thing. She was there the whole
She's
time.
done
You
her
can't
job.
thank
fire her
you.
behind Diddy. Like, that's what you fired her behind. You
You
fired
should
her
have
behind
fired her
Diddy?
before the trial.
That's why I'm like,
You
what?
should have
This is
fired
why
her
it's
day
all a
one.
game. It's a joke. It's such a
A joke.
joke.
Why did
Pam
we
Bondi.
keep all the Obama holdovers the first time? We've been saying
A
this for
joke.
a while, and nobody's listening. We've been saying that. We all saw the setup going in on the
They
first
weren't
time.
gonna just trust and believe. If there was not all this Epstein pressure, Pam Bondi would have never fired Maureen Comey. Pam Bondi needs a scapegoat just to get some type of the pressure off of her. That's exactly what's happened here. Maureen was in. I don't even know that she did anything wrong. The judge made the decision. The evidence was flimsy. It really wasn't a RICO. Diddy should walk. Let's keep it 100. It was a travesty of justice towards Diddy with the evidence that they had. They threw 100 different charges at him so that he couldn't get bond, and they had to drop all this shit, but they played him all the way. They drug him all the way through that. And I'm not saying I know Diddy. I don't like Diddy, but in my mind, that was a bullshit case against Diddy. And I'm gonna keep it 100. And he's going to walk as he should.
I don't
because
know that he
all of the
should. The question I have to
What?
ask is who tipped him off the first time that the FBI is coming? Raise your hand if you know. Who tipped off Diddy that first time when he took a jet out of the country when the FBI was coming from him? Who tipped him off?
Well, I don't know that he got tipped off before the feds
I
came
do.
because this is the thing. Cassie snitched to the feds before he could do anything. The feds came, went behind the wall in the house where Cassie knew Diddy kept all of the tapes that he had on everybody, and they came and took the tapes. Diddy was still walking around. They just wanted to come and get those tapes. Cassie snitched. Come to find out, Cassie is the most willing participant and also co-conspirator, if there was one, in this
Cassie
case.
doesn't have the juice to warn him that the FBI is coming. Kamala does and did.
I
Okay,
don't know
but
who
Cassie did
did.
not. So I'm telling you, well, I'm just remember that my dad retired a lawyer out of the Pentagon. I don't do conspiracy theories, but I'm just telling you, they're just going, that goes really, really deep. So what I will say is he's got a lot of, I agree with you. You know what I mean? It's not what, it doesn't matter. It's what you can prove. My dad's
Right,
a lawyer. I can tell you that's the number one saying. It's what you can prove. It's not what they did, it's
exactly.
what you can prove.
Right.
So he's not innocent, but this was all a shit show, all of it.
No
So we
question.
just have to get it back to we have to get back to real, but this all goes down to the same problem, which is who we have in here. When these legislation, these bills, these cuts don't go through, it's always the same people. Every time the same obstructionist. It's always the same one screaming the loudest about the same nonsense. So again, that's the same problem we got to fix. We made a run at it in 2020 when Laverne was in and the swamp rose up against her, and they're doing the same thing against me, and that's why we cannot fail on this, because that's what I hear. I hear the same passion my parents had of they gave their lives, literally their careers for this because they believed in it so much. And it's become tarnished by people who've given nothing to this country. They've done nothing, they've given nothing, and they've sucked it dry. And now they want to just throw a torch on it. And it's horrible. But again, the justice system is a joke if it doesn't apply to everybody. And it doesn't right now. There definitely is a two-tier justice system. Is the person who hit me in jail? No. Okay. I will say that for legal reasons, I settled too. Trey. So again, it's that's closure. We'll get it.
Right. Right.
But again, it's how do we prevent that? A climate so toxic that a
Right.
simple mother saying, I need to step up and do something for my kids would wind up with a broken back, a broken leg, broken eye socket, and second and third degree burns. They totaled my car. Okay. And then
Exactly.
Biden came in. Biden came in with the economy trade. Tell you how bad it was. I was driving my husband's car, which was a Tesla, and it was about 2 years old. But they the I was hit. There was video, 100%. I was T-boned. Okay. And they said, okay, well, we can't find any used because the economy sucks. And we're gonna give you, 45%. They literally gave us I had to pay $30,000 to replace a car in an accident that wasn't my fault.
Wow.
And I mean it's just unreal to me. That's justice, right? And then the video of, circulating with the most damning stuff on it disappeared. And Congress people going, "Hey, Raven, are you okay?" I said, "How did you know I had an accident?"
Right. Right. Right.
It's just crazy how incredibly awful it is. But I'm telling you, what I love to see is I wouldn't have it any other way. I would not have it any other way than you guys questioning and being able to and continuing to ask the questions. Why haven't we seen this? Where is this? And that's why it's important that your representation looks like that. I
Right.
saw that unanimous, everybody. Now, in fairness, that bill that they put up on the floor had cryptocurrency attached to it. This is the game they always play. Is they say, "Oh, they voted against the Epstein files. They voted against all the other pork that was attached to it, okay, that would have gotten passed for that to go through." That's single bill resolution. We have to start getting to that. So I promise you guys I'm on it. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it done the right way. And it's going to be ugly. I'm not going to be making a lot of friends up there. So, but I've got you guys because I
Thank
am not
you.
going to have a lot of friends up there. I'm going to be pay per view. Laverne knows I'm Laverne trained. It's going to be a pay per view worthy takedown when I get there. And that's why they're terrified. The guy I'm running against is already all over the place. And it's like, you know what? You need to panic because the gig is up. I just need my people to show up for me the way that I'm going to show up for them. And I already am. I've been doing this
Right.
now behind the scenes. I've been fighting to get men out of girls' sports and getting fiscal responsibility and get our border closed so we can get our business handled at home. We got vets on the street, but we're talking about sending aid and money and missiles and can't happen.
Right.
Can't happen. So we're going to do it, but that is a right and justful frustration with our government. And that's what keeps me going. That's the fire. And I'm Trey, you still better be here. You're stumping for me. You
I'm
all heard
coming.
her.
I'm
We're
coming.
she
I'm
we're
coming.
coming down
But
there.
see,
She'll
this
be
is
the
the
glam.
thing. I can get behind candidates like you. This current
Absolutely.
administration, it's on a different path than
That's
being on the
right.
path for the people.
Right now.
So it
Correct.
right now. And I like I said, I went out the window after Palantir because the President Trump that I knew would never sell our information out
Our
to a
data.
company that's
Right.
never been vetted, never put in a bid, was started by the CIA. We've never gotten to see anything that they've done. All of the special forces use their information. So President Trump gave this contract for the next 30 years to a company that's never been vetted. We don't know what they do. And they were originally funded and started by the CIA. So
Yep.
when the
Yes.
president who's supposed to be for the people, that was my first indicator right there. The
Right.
second was him jumping into that Iran Israel bullshit. Let the motherfuckers blow each other up. We ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm tired of our $8 billion or $80 billion a year going to Israel. The president is not and when we say, oh well, he's still our president and he's done these little things and he's done it. No, 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 no. Stick to the basics, bruh. Stick to what you told us when everybody came out overwhelmingly to
Yep.
vote for you because of that which you said you would do. And now we're in this whole scapegoat thing where the American people are the one being taxed out. The American people and all these bills passing, and not a single person knows that it's going to cost you all, every last one of us, $90,000 because he wants
90,000.
to pass a big, beautiful bill with a bunch of big, ugly bullshit in it. So I don't care anymore about what president, like I said, get your money up. That's the only thing, because you can tell
Yep.
President Trump, fuck him. You can tell the CEO of the other company, fuck you. And that's how I plan to live the rest of my life. I'll
Come
be
on.
just fine. So fuck all this bullshit. I'll be able to pop over to an island when I want to get away from it. I can buy my freedom. That's
Yeah.
the only way. All the rest of this, but I'll get behind you, Raven. I promise you I will.
Well, I know
Because
you
your
and you won't have
promises
to
can't.
worry. Because I'm
Right,
not worried. I don't have anything to hide. I
right,
don't have anything, and you can't sell me. Because the
right,
thing about it is once you've lived in communism, I mean, real. I lived in Germany when the wall was up. People had to read to their loved ones across a barbed wire fence and a wall with machine gun towers. That's real. Can you even imagine? How did you guys get separated? How did that happen? Okay, that people being held at gunpoint. Okay. And with my parents being military, we used to be able to go into the communist side of Berlin. Everything was gray. The buildings were
right,
not marked, no art. People didn't hold hands, they didn't talk to each other. Okay. Very little stuff in a bakery, which had 2 or 3 muffins in them. Okay. And everything was cheap. It was like everything was in grayscale. And I'm telling you, it's not just about who has the guns. You like heat? You like being able to decide who you're married to? In Poland, you used to have to get a license and wait
right,
to get married. And
right,
that's what I'm telling people right now. We don't have time for this younger generation. We think socialism, we don't have time for you guys to wreck this. We
right,
got to get this right. And if we don't stop this spending, it's not even going to matter. Because who holds our debt? China holds our debt. If they call in our debt, we collapse. And that's why we have to be careful. We got so many fires. And so my dad used to always say, let's get the fires that are burning the hottest first. And that's what we have to do is get the ones that are burning the hottest. You're right. Okay.
right,
At the end
right,
of the day, but I don't have the luxury of nitpicking at everything. I have to keep my eyes on the 35,000 foot view. and get there, because it's just outrage right now. It's action when I get elected.
Right.
And that takes money and resources. And that's what we've got to do. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that patriots like you, there will never be a day that I have to look at Gator and say, I didn't keep my word. Gator knows that I am going to keep my word. He knows that he's going to be up there with me when I'm telling Nancy Pelosi, I told her I was going to put a breathalyzer on her podium and he'll be there when I install it.
Blow that
And
motherfucker up.
I'll help you install it.
I'm just saying, so we will get it, but this is what we are dealing with. And unfortunately, like right now, it doesn't matter how absurd the platform of the left is, they will stand by each other, lock and step,
Get there
no
and they
matter
don't
how
even give a
dumb.
fuck how dumb it sound. They don't care. They gonna
They
stick
don't
together
care.
regardless.
And it's good that we have accountability. We just have to be careful not to shoot ourselves in the foot because it's tearing. We have a very fractured base, and we're going to need more than that to get it done, especially in the
Right.
midterms. We typically change. The House changes possession. So usually if Republicans are in, then the Democrats take the House. We can't afford to lose it. We need every freaking sick patriots, all hands on deck to get this done. And I'm looking forward to being able to keep my word. I am looking forward. I can't make all the crooked straight, but at least when Trey looks at me, she knows that I did what I said I was going to do, what my parents entrusted me to do. My mom
Right.
has Alzheimer's now. I can't even tell her that I'm running, and it breaks my heart. She would have loved this. My dad is still around and kicking and was just here a few weeks ago for my son's birthday. And I'm telling you, he gets it. He was the first one when I saw Biden pretending to put his hand on the Bible. I said, Dad, what are we going to do? He said, what are you going to do? I said, you want me to join the military? He goes, no, I don't want you to join the military. Do what I raised you to do. Fight. And I'm like, how? He goes, you'll figure it out, but do something. Everybody has a role to play in our freedom. Everybody can make a difference. Anybody who can pick
Everybody.
up a phone can do something. If you can't donate money, can you come with me to knock doors and let's have pizza and go tell some people while we're right? Can we bring a few people? Can you grab 4 people to vote? Can you do that? Because that's what it's going to take. The same effort we did to get President Trump elected, I need people to do for me. And I'm closer to home. You can talk to me. You can reach me. Everybody knows how to reach me. You have something you want to say, whether you're in my district or not. Let me know what's on your mind. We'll get it done. I'm listening and I'm ready to act. So that's the at least the promise I can give your listeners and viewers is that this one isn't going anywhere.
Okay. Well, we want to say hello to Ellie. She left a comment. Stephen G. Nora, hey, how you doing, darling? We see you too. Wendy Sue, thank you for retweeting this stream. Shadow One, thank you for retweeting and reposting this stream. Kill Burn, thank you for reposting. And Jean Robinson, we see you too. And let me scroll down.
I'm glad you can
And
see the
Nora.
comments because I
They
can't.
see, they
So
see Trey. She's so cute.
Nobody gonna break my stride.
Come
Nobody
on.
gonna hold me down. Oh
When you
no,
picking us
I
up?
got to keep
Did
on
you guys
moving.
hear that Trey is treating? That's what I heard. So Trey is
I
treating
got it.
tonight. Come
I
on.
got it. I got it. Don't worry, I got it.
now, I want to point something out on that. You're talking about our debt. Um,
Yes.
Now I happen to do a little bit of research on a whole lot of things. Now you were right about China, but China holds very little of our debt compared to the amount of debt that we hold our own self.
Correct.
We actually hold 80% of our own debt,
Yes, we do. Where we almost lost it
and
is we didn't have if they had called in our debt, because during that time during Biden, that was the thing I was most worried about, was that they were trying to switch the dollar from being the standard trading currency. And if that had happened, that would have snapped us in two. So we were able to dodge a little bit of a bullet there, but that was some really
it
scary because
well, really, what fucked us up was the year 1913 and the 16th Amendment when we decided to go ahead and say, hey, let's go ahead and put it on a piece of paper that we're going to allow the government to just fuck us.
Yes.
And we're not going to let them use any lube. We're not going to let them give us a reach around. We're not going to let them do anything. We're just going to bend over and say, okay, give it to us hard, and we're not going to complain. And it was called income tax
Yes.
because nowhere in the Constitution does it say anything about income tax. That's
Correct.
why they had to amend it. And that silly bullshit is what's fucked us ever since. And then right shortly after that, because there was this wonderful little meeting on Jekyll Island where they decided, hey, let's create this monster called the Federal Reserve. And
Yes.
all of that took place around 1913. And then after all that, we went to the Federal Reserve. And then a few years later, we had them communist presidents that took us off of the gold standard. And
Correct.
once we did that, then we were really fucked, and we haven't went back onto it. We got all this
Correct.
gold, but it ain't. Yeah, we're not. It's not our standard anymore. We just got a stockpile of gold that don't mean shit yet. Till we go back on it, it doesn't mean anything. All these pieces of paper that you got in, that we've got in banks and stuff, it's just numbers on a screen. It doesn't mean anything.
That's right.
So
And for
all
patriots
this,
who
all
are
this
listening,
debt,
that's the crux of it. You know, Gator's dropping
yeah,
it there.
Right.
This is does we
all this,
used to
yeah.
have the dollar was backed by a piece of gold. It was backed by value, a currency. We don't even know
You
what's in Fort Knox
you
anymore. We
used
don't
to get.
know.
Actually, I've got a couple of them now, the dollars that used to say silver certificate on
Correct.
it. And
Right.
that means you
Right.
could take that dollar bill and go to a bank
And
and
get
they would
gold
give you a
or
piece of
silver.
silver worth that amount. They would have some that said gold certificate on it. But we'll fast
Correct.
forward all the way to today. And that debt, that however many 30 trillion or whatever, with the with the touch of a key that says delete, we could just go
Correct.
fuck it. Our debt's at zero. We have no national debt. We can tell Japan and China hold the most of our remaining 20%. We can tell both of them to go fuck themselves, and our debt is at nothing. We have no national debt. We could
But
do
we've
that.
been continuing to print and spend, and that's what's made it worthless, and that makes
Exactly.
inflation
We
spike.
we and the debt ceiling that we keep raising, there's no such thing as a debt ceiling
Correct.
because if we had a ceiling, we wouldn't keep raising the motherfucker.
Correct.
We don't have a ceiling. There's no such thing. We just keep raising it, raising it, raising it. And we keep, and the Federal Reserve is something that's owned by these rich sons of bitches out there that we don't know who they are, but I'm sure we could dig deep enough right now off the top of my head. I don't know. I'm sure you'll dig deep enough and you'll find a Vanguard company in there somewhere, a BlackRock company in there somewhere,
Absolutely,
and
yes.
I'm sure that I'm sure there'll be some Jewish motherfuckers in there that own some of that shit because they do. And let's just not. I mean, I'm not being fucking anti-Semitic or none of that shit. But the fucking Jews have 90% of the goddamn money on the planet. That's just not. It's just the way it is. They're good with the money. Okay, that's just how it is. So enough about that shit. I don't want to be about. I don't want to be talking about
No,
that.
we are
Back to
good.
what I
I
was
just
talking about.
wanted to make sure, and I'm going to have to hop off for
But
another hit shortly, but I wanted to thank you all. Does anybody have any more questions of me before I dive off, other than where
No,
Trey is taking us?
I'm.
That she's
So
going to
I
get back
told
to us on.
Laverne, I told Laverne I was just come. I told her just a couple days I'm coming down. So I will definitely connect with you, and I'm
Come
gonna get out
on.
there in the
oh,
Miami humidity. So when my
Come
hair just
on.
start frizzing up and curling up, y'all just gonna
Well,
just have
I'm
to
in
deal with it.
Boca,
like
so
come
it
on.
won't be a full afro till we get to Laverne in Miami. It'll
Okay,
just get a little started. But
because my hair just gonna shrink and just curl up.
and bring Gator with you.
Okay.
And yeah, we are, but I'm in Boca, so I'm out here in Boca. But
I don't think
again,
she likes me much.
Who?
You.
Trey
Gator,
loves
let me tell
everybody.
you, I posted you all over my social media, and I stopped by your little space the last week. What you talking about?
You did, and then you ran off.
I
I
didn't
even
The
even
sent
call
you a
find your
came
DM,
in.
space.
The call came in.
I even
You
sent
had
you a
to know.
DM, and you didn't even
My
reply to
intentions
my
was
DM.
good.
I said,
I
"Did I
showed
upset
up.
you, ma'am?"
I
You
showed
did
up.
show
My
up. I even
intentions
sent
was
you a
good.
DM, said, "Did I
Your
upset you,
space
ma'am?" And you
tonight,
never replied.
Gator.
Oh.
Your space tonight, Gator.
Yes, ma'am. I do have a space tonight. I'm going over the Anti-Federalist paper by Brutus, which many of the scholars are saying that Brutus is a pseudonym for Robert Yates,
Yes.
and we're going over his first letter, which is it's a rather long one, but it is. I just listened to it yesterday to get prepared, and it's a very good one actually, and it
What
goes
time
hand
is
in
the
hand with what we were
space?
talking about.
What time?
It's
Seven.
all bullshit with the Gator.
So
Bullshit with
okay.
No,
Gator
this
right
Well,
one is
I will
actually
try.
this one is actually civics. The lost art is what this
Oh,
one
I
is.
remember
But
it. But I have a hit right before that. I'm gonna try to jump on. If not, please let me know when the next one is. I want to make sure
It's
I'm there for
always
all of
on,
it.
especially on the weekend. Sometimes they do a little Bible study, and I have joined them for the
do it,
Bible study.
yes, ma'am. I have a Bible study every Wednesday. I do spaces every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I have my bullshit space, which I want to have you.
Well,
Speaking of
send
that,
me a link. Are we going to be doing Bibles to bring the collection plate? We can get it
yo,
all
yes,
done at
ma'am.
once. It's
But
going to be great.
I do want to have a town hall with you because I do bullshit with the Outlaw Gator on Tuesdays, but I only do that until I can start holding town hall Tuesdays with my candidates
Yes.
that I have in the stable. And I would love to I've had a couple of town halls with the other candidates that we have. I would like to have a town hall with you. Of course it's just a space where whoever comes. They can, ask the candidate questions
They
just
can
like a
ask
regular
me
old town
anything.
hall.
My dad says if you tell
Uh,
the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. So it
exactly,
is,
exactly.
and I'm pretty versed on it. So
In
no,
one of
let's
those,
do
they
it.
have. If
Did
you
we
want
lose
to
Gator? Okay.
lay back, if you want to talk shit, talk shit. We don't care. And
Well, I'm gonna
I know
give it to
you would
him
not do
straight.
that because I can tell by talking to you, you would be very polite and everything. So you just be you. Kick your shoes off, let your hair down, and be
Well,
you.
I can.
It
I'm
ain't
telling
nothing
you, I may
fancy.
be polite, but my tomahawk is still sharp. Believe me when I tell you.
Yeah,
So
you let it
it's
fly, baby. You let it fly,
we got to do
and
it.
I will
But
send you the
guys,
links.
yes, send me the link. And Trey, Vern, I love you
I'll be there.
guys.
I'll be
And
there.
thank you. Was it Jerome over there? Thank you
Yeah.
for being part of it and allow me to share this space with you today. Grateful.
Oh,
And
absolutely,
again, you guys let
absolutely.
me know what you need. You know where to find me. Vern always knows where to find me. And I'll be
Y'all,
looking
you can
forward.
find Ravian. I'm sorry, Ravian. I'm gonna put you and Travian
I got
together. Her
exotic.
damn name. Trey,
Woo,
Raven,
I
right here
love
on
it.
X. Right here on X.
hmm
Follow Raven on her page, and also you will see her link up there. It said Raven Harrison for Congress. Please
Yep.
go to her page and
That's
donate
the
to
Raven
her
Harrison
campaign.
for Congress. And for those who want to know that story about patience, the whole family did it. We have a documentary on Salem Media now called Ravenous. And for those, it's about 22 minutes, but the whole family gets in and we explain to them the catalyst of me getting in and what happened to Patience. Patience actually tells the story in her own words, and you guys would be very proud of her. Patience is she is 15 now, not that 8-year old, but 15, almost 5'10", and
Wow.
a little powerhouse. We're not gonna let the fact that she's way taller than me, but her dad's a 7-footer, so both my kids are insanely tall. But and they love Miss Laverne. Oh my gosh, she loves Miss Laverne, and
Well, everybody loves Miss Laverne.
Everybody
everybody
loves
loves
Laverne.
Miss Laverne. But she hopped on the phone the other day when
Absolutely.
I was talking to Laverne. Is that Miss Laverne? So she but Patriots, it's going to be, and just telling you guys that it's discouraging. And but just remember, God didn't say all things were easy. He said all things were possible if we believe in him.
Only
So
believe.
we're going to get it done, and we're going to use that fire for a good cause. Our kids are going to be proud of the job we do. So not to
Yep.
worry at all,
And
but guys, I love you all, and
And
I'll be catching up with you guys really soon.
yes, ma'am.
Thank
Look
you.
forward
Thank you.
to it.
Thank
Thank
you, Raven,
you.
thank
for
you.
joining
Appreciate
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you. And matter of fact, we get ready. Finally showed up with some noise. Okay. Uh, So anyway, we would like to thank everybody for joining us today, and everybody can make a Travian. No, we're gonna start with our guest, Gator. What you want to say for
Yes, ma'am.
y'all
Are
follow
you
Yeah,
are you there, Gator?
I'm
Gator?
here. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me come back by, Miss Laverne, and I'll come back by anytime you let me
He's
go.
not there? He's gone?
Um, no,
Well,
I'm right here.
I want to thank you all for joining us today. And I hope you enjoyed the conversation and that you can appreciate the passion that I have for what's best for this country, my country. So, hope you'll join us next week, Thursday, same time, 3 p.m. Eastern,
We
right
ain't
here.
let Jerome say nothing. Did Gator even finish? Gator,
Gator
did you
was
No,
finish?
gone.
I didn't finish. She done jumped
Gator
all over
there.
top of me. I'm right here. See, I told you she didn't like me.
That's not true, Gator. I didn't see you on the camera. You were gone.
See, damn it, woman. Now, like I was saying,
Galen's having a space tonight. If you like to join, it's right on X. Okay, look at the top of your X screen. It will show you who's having the spaces. So that's your outlaw Gator. Follow Gator. If you're a candidate and you're running for office, of course, conservative candidates. His
yes,
group,
ma'am.
Patriot United, is looking for candidates to support, and like he said, he's going to have a town hall with the
Yep,
candidates
I
that are
have.
running.
Yes, ma'am. I have town halls for the candidates, and tonight we're having a civics every Thursday night at 7. We hold civics, and we go over the documents of old, the founding documents, and we'd love to see y'all there. And we just go as long as y'all want to talk about it. And now we'll let Miss Travion go.
I already said what I was going to say.
And Jerome, the
He's
Black
done.
Mama, tell them when your
All right,
show
so hopefully
is.
y'all can hear me. I'm like yelling in my mic over here. First of all, I want to say shout out to Gator. I'm a retired U.S. Navy Chief Petty Officer too, brother. So it's good to see
Hey,
you on
what's up,
here.
shipmate?
All right,
If I ain't
shipmate.
following you, you need to let me get a hold of you somehow. Make sure we follow each other, my brother.
Yeah, man, I'll follow you after this, and I'm at the J Black Mamba. You can follow me there. And my show is every
All
Sunday
right.
night, 8 p.m. I'm trying to get these ladies back on. Trying to get this ladies' night, but it got Travion doing music stuff and Laverne doing her thing. But anyway, every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do my show, the Radical Republicans Live Show. And that's what it is. It's unedited, uncensored, unfiltered, unapologetic, unscripted. So we just get it in, and I have guests a lot of times, and some of the times it's just me going in, just telling the truth of what we like here in the United States. And I ran for Congress twice. I know the platforms that I love. I'm an America First person, first, America first, and Americans first. I'm not part of a cult or anything like that. America is my cult. Okay, if we're gonna be in a cult, America first is my cult. So hope y'all join the show on Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a good time. It's live on Getter, Rumble, X, Pickaxe, and it's on every podcast channel here in the nation. And you can find the show, especially on Spotify. So Laverne and Travion, thank you for having me once again. I appreciate it. I always love sharing a space with you guys, sharing this forum with you guys. I appreciate it. And Gator, like I said, man, we'll hook up, and we'll hook up soon. And thank y'all. We'll
Yes,
talk
sir.
soon.
Jerome, listen. When you invite me on your space, if on your space and your show on the Sunday night, if I don't show up, it ain't nothing personal. It's just
Oh,
I
I
be
know.
doing other things sometimes. So
I
I
know.
know I didn't show a couple of times. I did show up one time. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
came
saying,
one
it ain't
time, and
nothing
everybody
personal. It's
loved
just
y'all. And
sometimes I get a little
everybody
busy
loved
on
y'all. My
the
base
weekend.
like, when you gonna have the ladies back on? I said we're gonna have a ladies' night on. Ladies' night soon, sometime soon. But we'll get it together. I know it's hard. So, it is what it is because we're all busy. We're all doing things, and we all have our personal lives too. So,
Yes.
I definitely don't take it personal. I love you, girl.
Gator, Raven said, please inbox her your phone number, your cell number. So just send it to her
We'll do.
on X. Okay.
I'll do it. I got it covered.
Okay. Okay. And Okay, y'all join us next week right here on X with Travian, Gator. Y'all listen, whenever y'all want to come on, just let me know. And we gonna make this thing do what it do. And also if you're running for office, hit us up. We want to hear from you. We want to
Yes, we
hear
do. Yes, we do.
from you. We want to know how we can support your campaign. So please just leave me Travian a message, inbox us. And we're Hood right here on the Hood Conservative Podcast. Thank you for joining us this week. I see we had plenty of people here, and people always feel free to leave your comment. Just leave your comment. We love hearing from our guests that join us every week. We love to hear from you all. So
Yes, sir.
just inbox us. Just say a little something, say a little something, say hello, let us know where you're from, and join us. And we love to hear from you. And if
Say a
you
little
be a
prayer for you. Forever and
I'm
ever.
gonna have
I'll
to get
sing.
on a plane and go to Chicago apparently, and get some of what she's on. Cause damn,
Yeah. Show that good
I
green
just
stuff.
anyway,
love my life. I love
so,
my life. I do.
There
so
you go.
anyway,
I thought we had the good
we
shit down here in Florida. Apparently, no, they got the good shit up there in
checked out
Chicago.
for the day. Travian has
Ah,
checked out for the day. And we are about to leave the building. So
peace
join
out.
us next week.
All right,
Yeah.
peace.
Join us next week, y'all. Let's keep this country in prayer. We got a lot of crazy shit that's going on, with people
Amen.
killing people. Like the girl that worked at McDonald's, she killed the manager that she worked with, and the manager had 6 kids. And
And
that's
she
a
looked
really bad
Oh,
crazy.
situation.
Crazy,
Uh,
man.
She looked like
Yes.
she was just deranged crazy that wanted to be a
Yeah, major.
vampire.
it's
yeah,
all in the
we could
eyes.
be one in
In the
jail,
Yeah,
but
eyes. You
that's
gotta
what
look
she
at that. You gotta look in them eyes.
And
exactly.
also prayers up for Texas, y'all, for the people that experience those floods, and prayers up for people that are going through the fires and shit getting burned up, all across the United States. Just prayers up, okay? And we will
Peace
see
out.
y'all next week. We are out. We are out.
Deuces.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Oh,
Peace.
shit.
Hi, I'm Laverne Spicer, and I'm asking for your support today. Thousands of Americans struggle to get food, and they wonder where their next meal is going to come from. But I'm here, been working with them for over 25 years to provide food to people that need it the most, right here at our community food bank. So today, I'm asking you for your support. Please provide a contribution to help make a real difference in our community and to help us feed people. And you can do it right here. Donate today on Cash App, and you will see the link above.